All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the weekly collective reading. It's great to see you. If it's your first time here, you're in for a great hour or so, a couple hours here, as we take a look at the next 7 days, a really cool special topic, which is the rainbow. And the rainbow gives us a chance to look at things that are beyond whatever perceived block we have. So thank you for choosing a great topic. Let me see here. Hopefully you can all hear me. It looks like I started a minute after I hit record, so let me try one more time. My name is Nicholas Ashbaugh. You're here on the Weekly Collective. Welcome, everybody. And without any further delay, let's get into our channeled messages. So I work with a few different divination methods. One is dream interpretation. And basically, I tune into the signs or everybody if I do a weekly collective. And then I share with you kind of like what I receive in dreams and meditation. And I was shown very clearly in spirit this morning a need to be picky, aware, and very tuned into documents, contracts in particular. And I was shown the two sides of one document. So we'll talk about that first. Actually, I'm reversing it because you picked Iris. I have Speak the Truth last, but we're going to talk about the rainbow first and then the other two items here. So speaking the truth. Because you chose the special topic for me, you helped me tune into something as well, which is the rainbow. And I wanted to dig into the mythology of this. For those of you that are in a Spanish-speaking country, you know that the word for rainbow is not like a direct translation rainbow. It's the arc of Iris. And if you wondered where that came from, it's from Greek mythology. And basically, Iris is the goddess and the personification of rainbows. She was a messenger to the queen of the gods, and she could travel to the underworld. And she carried with her, and kind of like what we see here, a special chalice here in the Temperance card. It's not accidental that there are irises right to the right of the Temperance angel. So anyway, this water was very special because it was from the river Styx. And if someone drank this and it was like basically put on trial, if they perjured themselves, they fell asleep for a year. So this is basically an encouragement to slow down, to speak the truth, and to really hold other people to what they have, like hold them to account. If they say they're going to do something and they don't, you're going to be able to see through this. So this is a time where accountability really, really matters. And one of the things that you might be moving past in the healing process is just thinking to yourself, in the next phase of my life, I'm going to make sure that I'm accountable, that others are accountable, and I'm going to slow down and wait for the right connections. I'm not going to rush if I don't feel that authenticity coming through. Always speak the truth and be authentic. That's basically one of the things that the rainbow message wants to kind of like share with us this morning, or the rainbow symbol, I should say. And again, maybe you've never noticed, but on the very corner of the Temperance card, there are two irises and then a path on the other side. So there's definitely that energy, even if we don't have the rainbow itself. And just like the goddess Iris, we have the chalices here, evening things out, finding your balance, taking your time. Okay? Now we can look at both sides, which is what I received in dreams. And basically, I saw a contract in front of me that wouldn't fit on one page. But again, if you're in a hurry, you may miss the second side of the other message. And so this is a time to scrutinize documents, to look at fine print, and to make sure that someone isn't trying to sneak in a hidden clause. Also, there's an importance here to be heard when it comes to communication. And so this works both ways. Make sure that you're heard. Make sure that you're making time and space for others to be heard as well. And then look at things from all perspectives. I chose justice here to make sure that, again, you're not doing anything that doesn't feel right to yourself, that you're taking time. And we see two different personifications or illustrations of balance. Here we have the scales, and in the previous slide, we have the two cups. The cups, of course, evening out your own energy, your own emotions. The scales, we're looking at the information a little bit and the exchange. Finally, this is a time to take action. The last thing that I saw before the dreams ended this morning was being late to something important, hitting the snooze button one too many times. So this is a time to basically take action on anything that is on your to-do list. Don't wait for a cue. Don't wait for an invitation. Avoid procrastination. Basically, the universe is saying it's time to get started. And if there is anything in your life where you feel this sense of being lethargic or just not quite connected, this is also kind of a larger awakening to maybe this isn't the right path. Maybe there's something else, or maybe you have to get back into that energy of exactly why you were motivated in the first place to do something. Okay? If you just joined, welcome. Perfect timing. We're going to be getting into the 7-day forecast next. Let me go ahead and turn the camera down. Let's give the cards a shuffle. And again, just wanted to say welcome to everybody. It's great to see you. All right. And I may have to take Apollo out for a walk. We will see here. He's been suffering with some stomach issues. So I'm going to just a fair warning if I do. Puppy comes first. I'm waiting to see if he needs to go out. So I'll take him on a break if we need to do that. I just wanted to give you a heads up. Okay. So the 7-day forecast is going to take us through the next 7 days. We're going to start off with the energy for today, this Sunday. And what we're receiving today is basically the opportunity to look at things from a different perspective. 5 of Cups always gives us that sort of shift of energy and shift of perspective, but sometimes we are focusing on things that haven't gone quite the way we wanted them to. So with this one, we can see someone dancing, having a good time, almost embracing the dance that is creation, that is basically, life. Sometimes things, go right out of the gate exactly as planned. Sometimes the universe has a different sort of perspective. I'm going to pull the traditional card while we're talking, but typically you'll see 2 cups behind the person, and this can mean that there is a hidden support. This can also mean that there is a new opportunity awaiting. And, I was talking about judgment in the last reading that I did. We can kind of look at judgment as a revolving door, and sometimes we have to see something come to a close before something new can come to pass. So here are the things that didn't work out the way that you had hoped, and here's something that is possibly an upgrade, and then we see a bridge to better times just on the horizon there. So if you can get into the energy of possibilities and look at what is working, what is moving, this is a chance for you to really connect with that and possibly feel better. Like I try not to mourn too much something that didn't work out. And that's the main perspective today is what else is knocking on the door? What else is calling to you? Okay. You may need to lean on others. You may need to get a different perspective because again, sometimes it's hard to look past the disappointment or the frustration that is the 3 cups that are spilled there. Okay, let's move on to the energy of Monday. Monday's looking pretty good. I talked about possibly having somebody there that has your back, and we see that in the form of the 2 of Cups. Let me just tighten this up here a little bit. So the 2 of Cups, there could be someone coming into your life that has some assistance, some resources. There may be someone who's interested in you. This can be both in business and also in romantic relationships. And we see a favorable partnership. What can you do on Monday? It's a great day to have a meeting. It's a great day to hang out socially with friends and family. It's a good day for a date. This is also a great time to garner interest in something that you might be doing because people are tuned in. They're really listening and they're really paying attention. So Monday so far is one of the highlights. Let me see here. Again, this is just sort of a shift of perspective. If you can change your energy here today as you're watching live and focus a little bit more on things that are calling to you, wherever that sort of opening is, then you can get into this a little bit faster, and Monday can be a really great day. So far, so good. Let's take a look at the energy of Tuesday. We have the 10 of Pentacles in reverse. This is actually inviting you to get outside a little bit more. We can even see the caption home on this. And so for some of you, you may be working from home, you may be in the house a lot, you may also just be in any given environment that feels safe. And this is a chance to break free of that a little bit, change up the energy, meet some new people. So it's almost like a hermit reversed. This is also a very unusual 10 of Pentacles. Typically, you would see a lot of people on it. Normally, there's like an old person, there's kids, there's family, there's a dog. And so this is also saying it might be time to find new connections in your life. Some of the old connections may be fading away, or you may not feel the same resonance or connection. And this is an invitation to basically find some new people, some new energy in your life in that respect. There could also be peer pressure for those of you that are really tied tightly to your family, and this is an invitation to create some space. So whatever the norm is on Tuesday, it's basically a day to do something different, to change it up. So you're either moving towards new people or creating some separation from existing connections so that you can see what else the universe has to offer. Don't sell yourself short. This is a day when it comes to money, negotiations, and opportunities where your worth and your value is very much present. So if anybody tries to underestimate or not sell you, but like basically provide any sort of sustenance, this is a day where you want to speak up, okay? Let me see if there's anything else that I want to talk about. There's more than just work ultimately with this as well, because it's such a resource heavy card. You want to make sure that you're finding balance across your life in general. Okay, let's move on to the midweek. As we look at the middle of the week, we have the journey card here, death, transformation, movement, and we have the crows or the ravens on this. So this is a day where if something does come to a close or to a full stop, basically you have a chance now to say, I'm ready for something new. Again, I feel like we have this, how's the best way to put it? This fear of transformation and death in our own lives, because we sometimes think that, only what's in front of us is what's possible, or, if not this, then what else can be? This is basically an invitation to shed your skin, almost like a snake, right? So sometimes there's a relief, right? When a job comes to a close, or a relationship comes to a close, because sometimes we don't have what it takes to say goodbye or farewell. And when that end comes, and it's really connected nicely to today's message, you have not just permission, but an invitation from the universe to think, so now what? What else? What would you have done if you didn't have this? So if you are feeling blocked anywhere in your life, what else would you do? What else can you do? What else interests you? And if something is ending, then one of the things you can do is make sure that you're wrapping up all the loose ends and you're giving yourself time. I was watching, there's never any coincidences or accidents. I was watching a documentary the other day that was talking about the mummification process of, ancient Egyptian mummies, and how it really modeled after, it was kind of modeled after a chrysalis or a cocoon stage for a moth or butterfly. And even to the degree that they would take organs out and do stuff, because basically, when you go into that chrysalis phase for a butterfly, basically the entire insides change. So why am I talking about this? Because change happens beneath the surface before you can see it externally. So before you can get your wings, you have to let go and become someone else. And so Wednesday's a day where the work, the change, and the growth is happening on the inside first. You're going to get your wings moment here. It might even be on Thursday, because as we look at Thursday, we have the sun. And not only is this, generally speaking, a very elevated card, but we can see this person rising up. The card is reversed. So for some of you, there could be hesitation. Wednesday may be your aha moment, light bulb moment, the epiphany, but Thursday is the day that you actually start to take some action on that, right? This is a card of charisma. And when it's reversed, it's basically saying, people are just as lucky to have you in their life as you are to have them. So again, going back to the self-worth piece that I was talking about on Tuesday, not selling yourself short. This is really important here too. So don't underestimate your potential to bring things closer to you, because that's what a sun or a star does. So this is your day to really connect with your inner power. The sun card is also connected with solar plexus. So there may be core relationships between you and a boss, between you and your parent, anybody where you have that sort of, it's almost like the umbilical cord. This is a day to break free and really kind of be your own person. You may have to stand up for yourself. You may have to have a difficult conversation, but you have what it takes to really turn the tide on Thursday. Okay? Let's go ahead now and look at the energy of Friday. This is a really nice stable card after all of the sort of shifting and changing. Have you noticed we have like upright, reversed, upright, reversed, upright? For anybody who ever says you only get, it's kind of like a 50-50 thing when you're pulling cards. So sometimes when we have the daily cards, you're just getting, it's a chance here, but we actually see how it kind of all evens out here. So Friday's a really nice day. On Friday, this is another good day for, it's innovation, but you can also have any conversations you need to on a business level with other people. So Page, good at communicating. Wands, really good at ideas. So communicating your ideas, communicating your thoughts. Friday, for whatever reason, it doesn't just mean like being articulate. It's also being able to just connect on a heart level and feel good about the interaction, because when you're purchasing something, I mean, even last year when I was looking to rent a place, I took my time after the first time because I got into a place that I didn't like. And I was like, next time we're just going to really take our time. So I took 3 months, plus I was dealing with an injury. But when I walked into this place, and I had Apollo with me too, he was enjoying walking around and everything. I was like, this feels like home. This feels right. So it's not just the numbers, you know what your budget is, but it's also this. So I want you to feel good about major decisions. It has to be, because we're not just feeling it in the heart, you're feeling it also third eye. All chakras need to align with your actions on Friday. And if you can feel aligned and centered, others can feel aligned and centered, and you can make really good things happen. Okay? And also kind of getting a different perspective as we see the animal on top of that log, just to kind of see what else is out there. So a lot of energy this week about rising up, closing a chapter, getting out of your normal cycles. All of that is going to help, looking at it from a different perspective. So hopefully that helps you see what's possible. Moving on to next weekend, next Saturday, we have Three of Wands, fulfillment. This is one of my favorite Three of Wands because basically that the bow here is the third wand, and it's an action-oriented sort of symbol. So the normal Three of Wands is very passive because the person's on a hill looking at ships on the horizon. And I always want them to go to the shore to meet them halfway. That's my inclination. So what I like with this is still having the energy of the vision of the two wands here, but also now having the follow through, the action, the targeting. Hello to all my Sagittarius out there too. This is very Sagittarius. This is your chance to really bring it to the finish line. So seeing it through, because literally the Two of Wands is the vision card, so seeing it through, and then the third wand is you. So if you're waiting for that missing piece, the missing component, it's basically saying, be the action, be the voice, be the movement. And you can make anything happen on Saturday with the Three of Wands. But it's basically the universe saying, are you willing to go a little bit further? And are you willing to go the distance? Not only that, are you willing to look in a different perspective or different direction? Because if we look at that traditional card, I keep talking about it, so I'll pull it. If we look at that traditional card, if the person isn't looking towards the three ships, they could miss it. If they were, here it is, thankfully it was very close. So it all basically boils down to, did you wake up? Because this is at the beginning of the day. And are you looking in the right direction? So we had the snooze button thing that I was talking about. I really don't want you to snooze next Saturday. It's a good day to snooze, I know, but get up early, get things done. The early bird gets the worm. And that's a little bit of what we're getting with this one, okay? 1 week from today, next Sunday, we have the Hermit, the hooded man, in reverse. So again, coming out of your shell, sharing your wisdom and your learning with others, looking at things that are unconventional, looking at things from a new perspective, being the light, especially when others are having a hard time seeing, understanding, or working in the right direction. So this is your time to basically step into leadership. Let's look at highlights and lowlights, and then we'll look at the elemental forecast. It's a pretty good week, folks. I think the most challenging day, and I'm not going to call it a low light, the most challenging day is midweek. coupled with it, like Wednesday is both your biggest opportunity and your biggest challenge. There could be some sort of a silver lining to a setback, a block, etc. And that's the whole purpose of today's special topic. So this is the day to look beyond what's obvious and look for what else is there. Look at who has your back when things are difficult. Look at where you're really drawn to go when something doesn't go as planned. It's a day to pivot and shift perspective. So something powerful will happen on Wednesday, and the rest of the week is either the setup or the denouement for that. All right. I think that the highlights are Monday and Thursday because you have great energy around partnership, and then you also reclaim power and perspective. I also think that the sky is the limit on Saturday, but it could also be one of those double-edged swords where if you don't see it, you may not be able to capitalize on that. So really be creative in how you look at things and make sure that you're looking in all directions, okay? We're going to go now to the elemental forecast. This is the only portion of today that is going to be specific to the signs. So let me select a deck here, and then we're going to look at fire, earth, air, and water. How's everybody doing today? I hope you're doing well. By the way, thank you so much for all of the gifted memberships. I see that on the side. I know Dakota's doing a great job about saying thanks. I'll try to say thank you at the end. I don't always see all of them, but I do on the replay because I go back and put time codes in later. So I do read all the comments, by the way. Fire, earth, air, water. All right, let's start off with fire signs: Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. All right, we have the Two of Wands here, and that connects nicely to what we were talking about on Saturday. So next Saturday, you really want to focus on staying connected to your vision. We had the Three of Wands there, but it was, it almost looked like the Two of Wands because they're standing between it. So this is a chance to, this week in particular, to really stay connected to vision. You may be asked to go a little bit further on Saturday, but generally speaking, what else does the Two of Wands have to do with? Dreaming, planning, also kind of working on manifestation when it comes to like vision boards, or just closing your eyes and imagining what it will be like to finally have something done. Believing that it's not a matter of if, but when. So you're catching up to the eventuality that is this dream that you have. It's saying that this isn't a time to wing it. It's a time to have a GPS, to have a goal. You may have to sort of improvise along the way, but it's better to go out with a map than to not have a map at all. So map things out, plan this week. It's going to save you time down the road. And when you are prepared, you can handle just about anything. You're able to basically go with the flow and say, all right, I had planned for this. I have a plan B. I have a plan C. It's a really good week for thinking of new things. If you're creative, you may have basically a challenge in just downloading and recording everything. And I know sometimes when I have a lot of dreams, I'm like, okay, I got to get all of these messages out because they're coming through for a reason. For those of you that are composers or, again, inventors or writers or creative folks, make sure that this week you're not hitting the snooze button, that you are putting things into motion. And there's basically only good things with the Two of Wands. It's a card of opening up, envisioning, and exploring. All right, so it's a great week for fire. Moving from fire to earth, this is Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. We have the Nine of Pentacles coming through for you. In the Nine of Pentacles, there is independence. There is the understanding of taking things slowly. And it's also a really positive card when it comes to just the growth and potential. You're one step away from completion with this. Missing from this is the shell, the seashell. Normally, not the seashell, but the snail rather. And the snail is basically a reminder to take it a little bit slowly. But we do have a lot of things coiling and uncoiling. So things may be slowly opening up and you may be surprised at potential. It's like a flower. You wait and one day it blooms. So I get that kind of energy for you this week. There'll be something one day when you wake up and you just suddenly see that it was worth the time, and you may be surprised at something as well. I'm also looking at her heart center. It's kind of a unique aspect of this particular card. She's taking time to follow her heart. And from that, everything sort of starts to grow and starts to expand. Slow down. Really tune into how you feel. What do you think here about something? What's your heart telling you? Okay? If you need help, ask. The only thing with the Nine of Pentacles, even though it's in the upright position, is it can be fiercely independent. And you're so close to completion, there may just be one little thing that you could ask for help or look for, and suddenly something is where you need it and where you want it. Okay? Let's move on from Earth to Air. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. You're the only one that's reversed this week. We have the Ten of Wands. This is about letting go and not feeling like you need to carry the burden. This is a unique illustration, so let's talk about it. Here's someone who has probably done something so many times that they can do it blindfolded. It may also be kind of like if we think of the original Star Wars, like A New Hope, where Obi-Wan is like, just close your eyes and feel this out. He had like training droids and he was trying to learn how to use his lightsaber. So sometimes you, again, closing your eyes and not focusing on the obvious, focusing on the subtle energy and the subtle opportunities this week is going to be important. You're going to finish whatever you want to finish. The Ten of Wands is completion. What happens in that final leg of the journey is exhaustion, fatigue, and sometimes taking on more than you need to. And, you know, I've been thinking back to a year ago. It was over a year ago when I had an initial move and I kind of injured myself. One thing that I reminded myself is I don't have to do all of this. I had broken a fifth metatarsal a year ago because I was carrying a heavy box. There was an uneven pavement and I twisted my foot. I could actually feel it snap. It was not good. So this is kind of what the Ten of Wands is. It can be emotional baggage. It can be physical activity like I was doing. It can also just be everything culminating together and it feels like this is too much. Take it slowly. Take a deep breath. Take a moment. And open your eyes to other things. Third eye included, okay? So you're very close to the end of something and the completion of something. You owe it to yourself to see it through. Ask for help if you need to. You do not need to do everything all the time. You can take a vacation. You can take a break. You can ask for help. There's different ways to receive assistance. And then you can see it through to the end. The good news for all air signs this week, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, is feels like you're going to basically see something finally come into focus, and that's exciting. All right, let's now wrap up here with water. Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. Well, it's fairly good here, the Six of Cups. This is partnership, friendship, and love. Oftentimes, the Six of Cups can be a reconnection to someone from the past, like a best friend. If you've had any sort of estrangement from a sibling or a loved one, this could also be a reunion, some forgiveness since the card is upright. There's an opportunity here to try to see each other as you truly are. The two children are in opposite directions, and it's counter to the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith card where they're looking at each other and bringing cups filled with flowers. So I think there's a chance for a heart-to-heart and maybe to honor something that you felt about someone, usually in a positive way, and just say thank you, or I love you, or I appreciate you, or I see what you're doing for me. In existing partnerships, it can just be that appreciation that really goes a long way. If you're trying to manifest new love or new friendship or partnership, you can't get much better than the Six of Cups. That's someone with whom like you instantly have a connection. You just feel like you've known each other probably because you have, for like a million years or something. Past lifetime energy coming through, karmic connections. So it's a great time to meet new people, to work on your networking, to connect and have important conversations. We even saw on Monday with the Two of Cups, another day where this energy can come into play. So I feel like you're really poised to be great communicators this week. You as well as the fire signs because they had the Two of Wands. So it's a good week overall. There really was nary a bad card in the mix here. So again, as we're looking at fire, it was vision work. As we were looking at earth, it's resources too. Don't be afraid to talk about your money. And that makes a lot of sense for earth signs. For air, it was delegating, saying no, taking care of yourself, seeing something through but not pushing yourself to the point of fatigue. It's still a good card, but it's self-care oriented because of the reversal. And then again for water, it's good. It's about people, connections, having fun. By the way, have some fun. This is the card of reconnecting with the inner child and finding people around you that might be extroverted, playful, enjoy life in general. Okay. So there you go. Beautiful cards overall and a pretty manageable week. So we're going to get into the next portion here. Again, if you like what you're seeing here, I love the community today. It's a lot of gifted memberships. Thank you for doing that. I may do a bonus reading this month for members since I've seen so many new ones. So I'll keep you posted on that. All right, let's get into today's special topic. The special topic is the rainbow, seeing beyond current challenges. So I'm going to turn the camera down here and I'm going to go to the side and figure out which deck is calling to me, and then we'll go from there. All right, we're going to go with a softer deck today. I saw this earlier and thought I might work with it. So this is Fountain Tarot. If you ever want any information on any of the decks that I use, they're all on my website. Okay, let's get going here. Again, special topic. This is for everybody that's present today. And there'll be messages for all of you in that flipped out of the deck. This one is a new Oracle deck from Kyle Gray, so I'm excited to work with this. A fun-looking alien on this one. So this just came in the mail. Okay, we have two stuck together. We'll read that for your dual catalyst. I was just looking up the difference between crocodiles and alligators the other day, so I can talk a little bit about that. That's interesting. Okay, folks, let's get started. Again, we had a couple that stuck together. It's a new deck, so I'm just going to read these upright because I didn't have a chance to shuffle it 100%. But we're going to begin here with your catalyst, dual catalyst right now. What does a catalyst do? It helps us get in the right direction and stay in that direction. So we're going to start with the top card here. We have Hathor here about light activation, acceleration, brilliance, standing in your light. So remember, we also got the sun for one of the days this week, or was it one of the, I forget which day it was. We'll have to look back on that. Whichever day that was in the weekly forecast, normally I can remember, but I'm kind of like forgetting for a second. You can put it in chat. This is the day you want to focus on that. But overall this week, if you're feeling depleted, it's important to get outside because of the sun energy. It's important to do things that help you feel like you're building up on your own sort of confidence, self-worth, self-care, and basically all things associated with you taking care of you. There is a little bit of ego energy whenever the sun card comes through. So this is a time where I really want you to focus on self-care. And I love that acceleration is going to be a part of this. So once you are clear, once you feel that inner strength, then things just start to open up. As we look at what was coming beneath it, we have Hilarion and its divine emergence. Be seen, let the world know your gifts. These are actually very nicely connected because you can't stop shining if you're a star, right? And so you have star potential and star energy coming through. And this particular Ascended Master is saying, okay, so let people see what it is that you have to offer. Great energy. I also love the heart. We have basically these two chakras coming in here. So this is your solar plexus and this is the heart. So perfectly aligned and perfectly connected. Follow your heart, work on the sort of relationship energy that we were talking about, and you should be in the right direction. Thank you for saying the sun card was on Thursday. So definitely connect this recharging energy to Thursday. Normally I can remember, but Apollo was in the room and I wasn't sure if he was needing to take a walk. So it took my focus away for 1 second. He's okay, by the way. All right, let's focus on the spread now. Looking at the center here, we have the Knight of Wands, and this is the one that came out of the deck. I do read cards that volunteer like that. Why wouldn't I? I had someone last week saying, I'm not sure if you should read a card that flips out of the deck. Absolutely, I'm going to read that card because that's spirit pulling it out for me. So the Knight of Wands came through, and it's basically encouraging you to take it the next level. Remember, we had a Page of Wands energy, so this is about... for some of you, maybe deciding, if I can't find what I need here, I'm going to take myself or take this idea or take the step to bring it over there. So some of you are possibly looking at, in this period of time, being the voice, being the movement to take this idea to the next level. And that really is what this is. Wands is about thoughts, development, something you want to do. And if someone can't be there to support you, then you're going to support yourself and find the environment, the person, the resources to give you what you need. So this knight is willing to kind of go in places that others can't. We even see them kind of bending in a weird way to kind of move in and out of stuff. So you're more flexible than you think, and you're more nimble than you think. And then crossing this was the Fool. And it's basically showing also what we were kind of seeing with the acceleration of Hathor here. Once you really start to move forward, the momentum picks up and you start to see things kind of really coming into, not just into focus, but kind of like coming into fruition, okay? So yeah, I'm glad that some of you approve, but I'm like, yes, you read it. That's like ignoring something that Spirit's literally putting in front of you. So I do read all comments, and I just didn't have time to directly comment, so I'll say that. I do read things like that, or if they stick together or something like that, because to me, there are no coincidences. So be the action is what we get with this, and take your idea or take this sort of like kernel of something and bring it forth into the universe. So no snooze button. We're definitely getting a reiterated version of that. We got Death again. And this was Wednesday. I do remember that. So Wednesday is coming through here as something that you can definitely move beyond. We see this as a very kind of nocturnal card. So for some of you, there could be something where you go to sleep with the problem, but you wake up with a solution. So you could be waking up on Wednesday morning, or it could be Wednesday's problem is dissolved by Thursday, and you have that beautiful solar energy that we were talking about, and suddenly things just start to go where you need to. Something needs to come to pass. So it's not only okay, but it's necessary for you to walk away from something, from someone to walk away from you, for something to end. And I feel like you see it coming because it's in the deep past. You're coming today with the question, Nicholas, help me see beyond my current challenge. Well, one of the challenges is something's over, but it's still here. So we have at the center action, communication, and walking. So for some of you, it's just walking away from something that's already done. Again, it can be so many different things in your life. You'll know it best, but there's something that's basically come to close, a close, and it's time for that to be released. Once you do that, then we have the High Priestess energy here. So this is wonderful because you're going to start to see new things, because sometimes you have to get out of the cloud of the past. For me, in my own path, next year in 2024, it'll be the 9th year since I left my corporate job, but leaving that traditional sort of, competitive corporate energy, it was like a cloud around me. And I couldn't see beyond the drama there sometimes. And I just knew one thing, which was I needed to leave. So for me, in my past, it was that. But sometimes it can be a relationship. You can't see past the drama of your partner. You can't see past the difficulty of sometimes even like a group of friends that might have grown toxic or something like that. So this is clearing the air and the energy so you can see again. and then trust what you see. High Priestess energy, recent past. So it feels like you just got some information. Maybe last night like I did, maybe a couple days ago. Maybe it's something you've been thinking about for a month or two, but that's the recent past here. So very recently, some of you have gotten an iota of what you should be focusing on. Take the veil off, decide to look at eye to eye and say, this is the week that we make it happen. This is the week that we take some action, okay? Crowning position, Four of Cups, reversed. A blessing in disguise. This is actually a pretty cool version of the Four of Cups. Always in Four of Cups energy, we have emotions playing a heavy part. The traditional card is not different from this too much, so I don't really feel like I have to bring it up. I'll just act it out. This is what the person does in the traditional Four of Cups. They're upset that something isn't working, that isn't showing up, isn't the way they want it. It's very much like what we would see in a young child, like 2, 3, 4, because they can't always communicate, and so they just show it by pouting. If you can get past a very normal emotion, which is I don't want to, or I don't like this, or why me, or why isn't this happening to me? So many different things that happen. Just because we're an adult doesn't mean we don't feel what a little kid does. It just means we know how to process it better. So if you can get past the disappointment, again, both the 4 and the 5 of Cups offer things, and it gets better as you go up. 6 of Cups, remember we have the 6 of Cups energy coming through this week. So if you can get past this and start to see the opportunities, we already saw them manifest when I was looking at the 7-day and also the elemental forecast. So the universe is saying, yep, sorry, you're actually pretty blessed. You've got a lot of stuff here, and I know you want one more thing, but I'm going to give it to you in a different shape, in a different time, in a different direction. And I'm asking, are you ready and willing to look in that direction? Because as we saw with the 3 of Wands, it's here. It just didn't happen the way you thought it would happen. It happened the way the universe is ready to deliver it to you. I talked about this in the video that I did for, actually, I think it was the daily card, wasn't it? Manifestation. I do a lot of readings on the channel, so apologies. But yeah, it was basically being open to manifesting all of this or greater in the highest form, in divine timing. So when you manifest, one thing that you want to be open to is, because it was the wish fulfillment card it was for today, 9 of Cups. What I said, though, sometimes is the universe has a better plan for you. So you may think that you're supposed to go out with that person, you're supposed to get this job, you're supposed to get married at this time, whatever, but the universe may have a better connection, and the timing then has to shift so you can get the upgrade. So I always open myself up for an upgrade, all of this or greater for the highest good. And then if I'm waiting a little bit, I'm like, there must be something better coming that wasn't meant to be. And then I look around for the something better. Look around, something better is coming. Something didn't work the way you wanted, or you're comparing yourself unfairly, and you're missing the rainbow. Okay? 4 of Swords reversed. You're tired, you're overworked, you might have some trouble sleeping. There may be some things going through your mind at night. You need the rest here, because when that happens, that's when the messages come through. That definitely is the case for me. I have a minimum amount that I need. Like, to work well in intuitive work, I need about 5 or 6 hours. I work a lot better with 7 or so. I can't function on less than 3 or 4. I'm not going to make sense. So make sure you figure out what your limits are and you're getting what you need. What you can do with 4 of Swords energy when it's reversed is cut back on your schedule, cut back on your caffeine intake. Make sure that you are meditating and really focusing on taking a deep breath. Have you ever noticed the sighing energy? I used to manage someone who just wasn't very aware of whenever something intense came through. If I changed a deadline or I had some feedback, they'd be like, it's a really audible sigh. I'm like, so do you have any questions on that or any thoughts? But it's a natural coping mechanism. So that person actually was very much in tune with their body, and they realized, if I just take a deep breath, I'm not going to say something that I regret. But it was very visible and clear to all the rest of us that they didn't like what they were hearing. So be aware of that. Be aware of your nonverbal stuff, but also and the importance of breath is coming through, and I haven't thought of that person in a while. So breathe, rest, sleep. Focus on the integrity of your sleeping area. Make sure that your sheets are clean, that your pillows have been replaced, or your mattress is in a good working order. The reason I say clean sheets is because we can actually aggregate energy on our sleeping materials. So it's really important for you to keep those clean. Pay attention to the color of the sheets too, because that can make a difference. If you need some bright energy in your life, you can pull in bright colors in there. Blues and greens are really good to sleep on. You can do something like yellow, but it could keep you awake if you don't want that. But if you're having a hard time waking up, something like that could help. But yeah, pay attention to color therapy and what works for you. But you can't go wrong typically with white, blue, or green, and shades thereof, especially for the inside of the sheets or for your comforter. Each one of you will have other colors that you may like, but those are really good for sleeping. If your purples, of course, are fantastic because of the spiritual connection and protection. So I've never had a black sheet or black mattress. It's too dense. I typically like brighter colors or the colors around the heart chakra, or again, the higher realms. So those work for me. Maybe they'll work for you too. Experiment a little bit. Okay, so I need to adjust this later. As we're taking a look here at you, it's a period of change. So we have the Death card here in the deep past. Something is overdue to change, and then you're coming through as the Tower reversed. I like the Tower energy. I think most readers don't mind important cards like the Tower. When it's reversed, you can see it coming, and you're going to do something about it. And so that's the main message here. Be the change, not just the agent of change, but like be the change. Whatever it is that you need to see in your life, embody it. And then, yes, be the agent of it. And don't wait for someone, and don't complain if someone else isn't going to change. They're either going to go with this new sort of energetic flow, or you're going to find new people. And I feel like you have the potential to pull in new partnerships as early as tomorrow. We saw that for Monday, right? All right, let me take a quick drink, and then we're going to look at your environment here, which is good, the 8 of Pentacles. Okay, so 8 of Pentacles, expansion, growth, knowledge, really close to finishing something too. So we see a hypercube here, right? Like almost like a tesseract. And there's one final piece that's necessary, and then tesseracts allow you to get to your destination faster. For those who love A Wrinkle in Time, they have a really good metaphor for how a tesseract works. You can have like a regular string and just pinch 2 points and bring them closer, and there's like this loop, and basically you can skip to the end without having to go through all of that length of the string. And that's kind of how a hypercube works. You can get further, farther, faster. So there's one little missing piece, or one little piece of work that you need to do this week. And then all that we saw with Hilarion here, well, not Hilarion, it was Hathor, the speed here, acceleration, it's about ready to happen. So the encouragement from the universe is finish what you started, read up, research, ask about things. That piece of knowledge could be the last sort of component that's going to help you get somewhere faster. And then beyond your wildest dreams, because to me, when we're looking at something like a tesseract, it's exponentially bigger or better than you might have thought, because there's really just, like no limits there. Traditional illustration and interpretation of the 8 of Pentacles is it's a good time to research, to read, to learn, to teach. It's a great time for those of you that are trying to write or complete something written. It does not have to be creative, by the way. This is like for those of you that might be working on a thesis on, technical writing, patent. It can be scientific, mathematical. I'm just looking at the act of writing and putting it into a tangible form that others can then digest. So this is a good time to do that kind of stuff. All right. Wow, what a great energy on the heels of all of this. So we have something that came to a close, a massive change that you embody, a tesseract, which is a portal, and then we have one of the best cards for manifestation, second only to his sister card here, the High Priestess. There's a divine union for some of you coming in. That Two of Cups or Six of Cups energy that I was picking up on could just be a really good partnership, and it does not have to just be love. This could be an agent. This could be a boss. This could be someone that's going to connect you to someone that's going to connect you to something. So this is love for some of you, and this is a really powerful love. For the rest of us, though, this is saying you've already gotten the download. You actually see it in its full form, but you have to do some of the work first because the magician's won back in the major arcana. So you get the full download, the full idea, but then you have to focus and put it into, breathe it into being, and the magician can do that. The main thing with the magician is belief. Magic works because you believe it works. And we call things magic just because we don't understand them. So sometimes you're not going to have all of the answers here, but just believing in the process and believing in the vision is what's really, really important. And as I'm listening to that truck that's backing up, sometimes it's important to just back up a little bit and get perspective on things too. All right, let's look at the outcome, which actually this could constitute one of the only blocks that I'm seeing. Like there are 3 blocks this month, maybe 4. We'll regroup in a second, but this is a major one. So this is why many of you tuned in today. 5 of Swords, rising above. We actually see it nicely illustrated here. But with the 5 of Swords, I'm going to see if I still have it. I'll pull it in the Light Seers deck, but there's basically, I'll just describe it. So with the 5 of Swords, there's someone in your life that is feeding off of your reactions. We've all had someone like this, right? It could be like in school, it's someone that teases you and they want to see you get upset. In work, it might be someone who, even when you just have like the best presentation or best day ever, they pour salt on something, not in a way that enhances seasoning, but in a way that spoils it. They're like, well, yeah, but you kind of forgot about this, or you didn't, like there's always someone there that's gonna try to rain on your parade. You're the rainbow. You're like, rain all you want, bring it on, because it doesn't bother me anymore. And I see through your whatever it is that you're doing. So don't let someone get the better of you. That's one thing with this. Don't let this also be the energy that sits on your shoulder and says, you're not good enough, because we have the internal dialogue that does that. So this is the inner saboteur. The 2 saboteurs in the minor arcana, there's like 3, but the 2 main ones are the 5 and the 7 of Swords. The 5 of Swords uses words. The 7 of Swords, a little bit more on the actions. Don't let the words get in your head. Someone's trying to put doubt there and it's not worth it. The biggest challenges before we expand this forecast is, again, they constitute these things. So something has served a better purpose, maybe stagnating, time to let it go. Some of you are missing a blessing that's right under your nose because you're focusing on probably this, probably what someone is saying to you rather than focusing on what the universe is delivering to you. Some of you are not taking care of yourself enough, so take better care of yourself. And then just be and emanate and sort of sit with that energy of change, okay? Again, I love that we have light activation and we have like being the star energy here basically in 2 different ways. And if you can do that this month and this week, I forget sometimes I'm doing the weekly here. When you do that this week, then you're going to really start to unlock some of the doors. Okay, now let's expand and take a look at health, wealth, love, and destiny and really compare it to that rainbow question. How can we get through a challenge? How can you be the rainbow? I just gave you the tools to be the rainbow for the main energy. So now we're going to start off with health, which is mind, body, and spirit. So we have the crocodile coming through. I don't know why I was looking up crocodile and alligator information, maybe because we were going to talk about it today. But I was like, what's the difference between a crocodile and an alligator? One thing that I remember is that one lives in salt water and one lives in fresh water. It's because of the ability to filter out salt. There's a shape change. I think the alligators have more pointed ones and the crocodile are more U-shaped. But these are minor differences. The cool thing, there's also an aggression difference. That was the main thing. I think crocodiles are a little bit better. Well, actually, no, crocodiles are worse. Alligators are a little bit better. But we can still see 2 things you want to be careful of. One is The mouth is the main thing that comes through with a crocodile. So you want to be careful of what it is that you say. You can't put words back in your mouth. You can't take back actions. So the aggressive energy that is part of this family of, animals, we want to try not, it's going to come out through the mouth. That's what I'm getting with this. Keep it clamped for a little bit and think, I'm not going to take the bait. I'm not going to take the bait. I'm not going to take the bait. I'm going to take a moment here and I'm going to wait and I'm going to see how I can elevate my communications so that what I say and what I do, in fact, may actually neutralize. And even if it annoys them because you're taking the high road, too bad. Just don't take the bait. That's what I'm getting from spirit here. And I'm really focusing on just keeping the mouth shut when it comes to wanting to come back with an easy retort, with a quick, sort of quick-witted comeback. It's not worth it. Just take a moment. When you're composing something, because I was looking at both sides of the contract or both sides, one thing that came through with spirit was like, make it shorter. No one's reading the second side. I didn't even want to look at it because they're like, flip it over. Can you know? So I feel like take out some of the emotion, be a little bit more concise, speak only after you've thought it through, act only after you've thought it through. And if you do that, then you'll be all right. The good news is people are going to pay attention. Crocodiles are intimidating. So you have the ability to say, if you say no and you mean it, people will stand back. If there is a crocodile in the surroundings around you, to me, I would connect it with Five of Swords for sure. It could also be moon energy because it's kind of lying in wait. Don't poke it. Don't initiate a conversation with the crocodile. Move into clearer waters. Okay? So all of that will just help you be happier. These are messages for survival, but more like, just thriving and surviving, not so much your body. The one other thing I would say with crocodiles, if we're looking at a health totem, because we're looking at the body, is take a look at your teeth if it's been a while since you've gotten, a dental appointment for sure. Okay, let's look at some other stuff here. It's time to make necessary changes in your life. It could be sleep changes and just schedule stuff. Some of you are doing too much. We saw that with the air signs in particular this week. So cutting some things out, rearranging your schedule, getting reorganized with respect to that. If you do that and you really commit to it, like the Tower, the Eight of Pentacles, and the Magician, this is a very favorable, triple connection here. So being the change, writing it down and committing it, it's almost like a contract that you're making with yourself. And then you really start to see some good things come from that. Okay, so that's pretty good. Sometimes there's you want to look for interactions. This can be for those of you that are taking too many vitamins, too many prescriptions. This has a prescriptive quality to it. So make sure that you're not doing something that gets in the way of something else, and communicate what you're taking, even when it comes to supplements, when you talk to health professionals. Standard disclaimer applies. I'm looking at energy and I'm looking at symbols here, but these are things to be aware of when you're working with your health. Some of you are advancing in mediumship. So you may be connecting more, because I said there's a nocturnal energy and I'm seeing death here. So some of you might be connecting more with spirit for sure and going deeper on a spiritual path. I think that's great. You're not going to please everybody when you do something like that. Take it from personal experience, but you might be surprised. So, just lean into that if that's something you want to do. Other than that, it's a pretty manageable week, actually, with respect to all of this. This is encouraging you to take things one step at a time. The Fool doesn't have to sprint, although we see a sprinting Fool here. The traditional card's actually right here on the top of this tin. So one step at a time. The little dog on the Fool card is there to remind you of the importance of paying attention. Pay attention to where you're walking and what you're doing. Okay, I feel like we talked about everything we need to with health. Let's go ahead and look at wealth, resources, life purpose, career. We have the Earth Snake coming through on this one. It is reversed. It says gratitude leads to abundance. Yeah, gratitude and attitude can help you with so much, because the Three of Wands energy that I was talking about earlier, you can see the different things, the different opportunities, because you're willing and you're able to say, I've got this, I'm really grateful. And the clouds start to clear from your head. And so this is a chance to really lean into that. The snake comes through like a kundalini energy. It's a change energy. So the gratitude could be, I didn't know I was ready to step away from this person, place, or thing, but I am. So thank you. Thank you for helping me navigate the shifting waters or the shifting sands as I do this. What you can do during this period of change for many of you is to create something new that is stable, that feels good for you. So, by the way, now we're looking at just wealth and development and career. Some of you want to go back to school. This is the quintessential card for like going back to school. So perfect. Yes, I see great things. It could really make sure it's your passion, but if that's your passion, then it's going to be an agent of change along with you. I think that one of the important things right now is remembering that you don't have time to argue with people, especially if they don't get who you are, and you don't have time to try to please. This can also be a parent, FYI. There can be people out there that just never are pleased. Parents and partners, for sure. We've all had experiences with people in our life where just you could try until there's no more time left in the hourglass, and you're just never going to please them. So know and recognize that. And as I say it, I feel like a pain in my solar plexus. For some of you, it very much is parental or boss oriented. So just take it with a bag of salt. And for some of you, this is a chance to move in a different path if that's what's coming through. Let's look at resources in particular. I like that the Eight of Pentacles is here. Get it in writing, folks. Get it in writing. So if somebody says, this is especially true for those of you that are trying to seek advancement, say, all right, that's great, but let's put it into my performance plan and let's make sure that we talk about it again in 3 months or 6 months. If they fall short of this, you don't have to argue. You just walk. You find a plan A, plan B, plan C, get everything together. But this time around, you're going to figure out it's either this, I'm either moving up or I'm moving out. But you'll get your plan together. You have a lot of time to get everything together there. But I look at Five of Swords and I don't necessarily trust that. So I want to get it in writing so they have no choice but to do it. And then you can say, you said you were going to do this. This didn't happen. Holding them to account. So that's one challenge for some of you. But if you have to go that far and if you have to have that conversation, it's done before it started. So again, recognize the doneness, the completion, the stagnation of something. And rather than even having to wait 3, 6, 9 months, you can just tesseract. You can go beyond that. We don't need this. We can just go to the Magician instead. This is the possibility. This is the outcome. This is the option to the outcome. I like the Magician better. So let's tesseract and just get straight to where you need to go. A lot of creativity this week, folks, and a lot of, you can be the jack of all trades, so you can do anything you put your mind to. Especially if other people lack imagination, prove them wrong and show them what's possible, okay? There's something that may be hidden even to you because of perspective. Meditate, talk to some other people, get a feel for what's worked and hasn't worked for others. You may see that there's more in front of you than you realize. And that's a blessing in and of itself. Some of you are ready to move. This is such an unusual tower that I sometimes forget that. The next step in your life, the next big growth opportunity could be on the heels of physical move. And I know for me, things changed for the better when I moved. I had a tumultuous year. One thing that I will tell you from last year's experience to help you out is move only with a clear mind. So if you're going through grief, I want you to wait a little bit and have some people there to help you with that. So when there's a massive change, we don't necessarily need to make another massive change right on top of it. Sit still for a little bit, wait for the rainbow, then you can go across the rainbow. Wait until your emotions make the change for the better, then make the next big change. But for everybody else, if you see the stagnation, you can be the change. But too many changes at once can just be chaotic. So make sure that you are organizing things in that respect. It's a week of possibilities for everybody. And again, you get to choose whether you want to take the longer road or you want to take a shorter road. And the shorter road is really about you creating your own path, your own plan, and following it. So there's entrepreneurial energy for sure coming through for many of you. Okay? Let's move it on to love. So for love, this can be romantic, platonic, friends and family. Wow, this is great. Okay, so we have the portal card. This is a newer deck, and I love this illustration. We were talking about it. You've got now 4 portals. Death, that's a portal. The Tower, that's a portal. The 8 of Pentacles, in this particular deck, is a portal. And it's all leading you to higher ground. So basically, the main message here is, are you ready to take that step? And if you don't see someone around you right now that has your kind of like better interests, like this is saying as you move down your path, better partnerships await you too, because we're looking at love. But sometimes we're just supposed to take a certain part of the journey on our own. It's not always about being in a relationship. The first and most important relationship is here. That's why I don't understand, and no disrespect, because I watch a lot of readers on YouTube, but I don't understand how some channels are only love and every reading is your person. What about you? What about you? This is about you. And you're okay. Whether you have 1, 2, 3, or no people around you right now, the portal's still opening up. You came to this channel, maybe. You came to this planet to experience growth, and it doesn't always have to be with another person. Sometimes you have to grow within first. So if you're not seeing that other person right now, that doesn't mean that they're not on their way. But you have to keep moving down your path, okay? Keep moving, keep doing the work. You're doing a lot of great work right now. And I'm acknowledging that some of you are not with someone, and I'm saying it's okay. Some of you are with people, but you might have to take a step of this journey on your own as well, and that's okay. Okay? Now let's take a look at the different energies around relationships. We'll start with the broadest context, which is everybody that's watching. Then I'll look at it for those that are in a relationship looking for love, and those that are happily single. But just messages for everyone first. So I do think that right now, the most important work is moving forward. Some of you are on an intense road of healing. You could have lost someone in your life. And it's important now to take one step at a time towards the new normal. What you're going to discover is so many things about yourself, about things that you had missed. You might even feel like you need to delve into spirituality, books. You may feel like it's hard to sleep because there's so many things going through your mind. So for many of you, the change, the growth, and the loss, which could be mutually exclusive or inclusive, those need to be dealt with first. So really focus on personal development. That's what this next 7 days are all about. And this reading can take you through a full month as well. So give yourself some time to integrate. That's the magic word for today when we're looking at relationships. It's integration and elevation. And for many of you, once you take that step through whatever it is that you want to finish what you've started, that's when the relationship focus can start. Now we'll take a look at the relationship stuff. Let me take a quick drink, and then we'll focus on the 3 different perspectives. Okay, so we're going to start off first with those that are in love. So in the best possible scenario of a stable relationship, it's going to be a week where there's a lot going on here because we have all the change cards. So how do you navigate change? Through being together and talking to each other, acknowledging, I see you. The cool thing here is you do see each other. And there won't be any surprises if you have the conversation with your partner and say, hey, I've been thinking about this. One thing that I found that's really fun, I have a lot of intuitive friends in my life just because as I've gone through, different things and meditation practices, etc., I've met a lot of people. I can usually tell if they're thinking about me. Sometimes I know if there's a surprise or whatever. But when we actually have the conversation, we're both validating things that we both already felt. It's like, oh yeah, I've been thinking about you. Oh yeah, I saw that. I'm so glad you mentioned it because I was going to bring it up. So that still exists in normal relationships where people are maybe not professional mediums or whatever. Your partner already knows what you want to talk about. Bring it up. You are a divine partnership here of intuition in this spread. We even have a divine partnership here of light with these two. So I think you can see yourself through any challenge as long as the communication and the validation takes place. What's causing some challenges this week? One of you needs some rest. One of you may just have a chaotic schedule. This is chaos for sure. And it's just about getting organized. And that includes scheduling some time for each other and saying no to some stuff. There's too many obligations, too many things going on. If your relationship is on the rocks, it really looks like you've got one foot out the door, so do they. So I think the important thing here is to rest, focus on not saying things before you've thought them through, get your own life organized, let the dust settle, focus on your own meditation, intuition, and health, and you'll be all right. Communication's tricky if it's not in an elevated place this week. 5 of Swords is basically taking barbs, pointing fingers, things like that. We don't want to go there, but I know that some of you, it's hard, and that's probably part of the reason that you're one step out the door. So for those that are already there, it's okay. There's not like one thing I can give you that will help you through that is it was already coming apart. And now it's just about doing so in a peaceful and gentle way. Okay, let's move on to those that are looking for love. Can you find love? Absolutely. You probably see it coming. You don't need me to really say what they're going to look like. Although at the center we have the Knight of Wands, so there's a strong passion. You should both. I see a common interest in things that you like. So and maybe activities that you like. Someone that would want to do some of the same stuff. This is someone that would also probably make the first move. They may not speak first, but they're going to flirt first or show the energy first. You may have to walk towards them, but they're going to show interest. So for those of you that are like, but I want them to make the first move. They did. It might be nonverbal. Open up your interpretation a little bit. Who cares who makes the first move as long as there's mutual interest? I think it's a little dicey this week when it comes to schedule. You got a lot going on. Some of you, too much going on. So slow down, take this slow, take a step in that direction, feel it out a little bit. And I think that this is really a week for those that are not, single and happy or just not focusing on relationships. So if the focus is elsewhere, you may discover an opportunity that you're like, oh, how did I miss that? Or I almost forgot about this. Look at your schedule. Make sure you're not forgetting something because I saw a missed appointment. So make sure you didn't agree to do something and then forgot to put it in your calendar. Really, it's a week to get some work done. It's super productive. And you may get even more done than you thought because we have that hypercube element here. So those are the messages overall for love. Let's get into the She-Wolf, which is your destiny card. The card is reversed, so some of you are trying to figure out how can I unleash my passion, the sort of unbridled, wilder side of you. There is a time and a place to just be you. So are you feeling like you can't be yourself in a certain group or perhaps with the partnership here or close friends or family? Find a place where you can be authentically you. And then see if you can't start to be more yourself everywhere. Now, it's not about being wild and crazy all the time. But one thing that I like about just being yourself is it's so much less exhausting. And one of the things that we saw this week was that level of fatigue, right? When you constantly have to act differently, speak differently, monitor, how you're coming across, it's just an expenditure of energy that could be better invested elsewhere in your life. So this is a chance to just say, I want to be myself. Can I be myself? Where can I be myself? Allowing that to come through. Okay? All right. Let's take a look now at the big idea. The big idea is, if I haven't already answered it, one big thing that you can do to focus on making the most of this week. So let's give the cards a shuffle and see what the universe has to say. Slowing down is really important. So Knight of Swords is one of the fastest moving cards. When it's reversed, it's slowing down a little bit, and it's asking a question, which is, why am I moving on this current trajectory? Do I like it? Is it too fast or too slow? Like, what's going on around me? It's an internal conversation, and it's pumping the brakes for a second. And it's kind of like when you're at a stop sign, you got to look in all directions, right? To make sure that it's safe. So I really want you to be mindful of where you're going next, why you're going where you're going, and what you can do along the way to kind of like just bring this in a more focused energy and more focused direction. So we don't do that a lot as adults. We do when we're children because we have like these arbitrary grades that we go through and rites of passage. But as we get older, we don't often evaluate. So I kind of want you to do a self-analysis of, is everything cool? Is there anything that I need to slow down and deal with? And I'd love for you to just take an afternoon and take it slow. See how you feel. See what comes to mind. Meditation isn't just sitting cross-legged, breathing, listening to a gong. It is great, by the way, but that's just one form of it. Another form is taking a walk, walking the dog. Another form is just sitting on your back porch, watching, the clouds, like just being with yourself for a second. What comes into your mind? That's a form of meditation. When you're laying down at night, what comes into your mind before you go to sleep? You're meditating all the time. So it's about not focusing on it and just allowing it. That's true meditation, is being in the flow. So be in the flow and allow thoughts to come to you. Maybe if we reframed meditation as that, it wouldn't feel so, I can't do it because I don't know how. Yes, you do. You dream every night. That's meditation. You may not remember the dreams, but they're there. It's part of the REM cycle. And you daydream. Sometimes when I'm talking or someone else is talking, you're thinking about something else. I need a drink. I need to answer the phone. I need to do this. You're constantly multitasking. There's a dialogue or there's a movie going on in your head. So I want you to do nothing and see what it shows you. That's your homework for today. That's going to help you with the next step of the journey. Write it down if you get some insights, and feel free to change trajectory if you need to. Okay, Apollo's in the other room. He doesn't like all the noise when I do a reading, so he comes in when he's ready. We'll bring him in at the end. Let's focus. You're daydreaming. Focus on the questions here. All right, so speaking of daydreaming, we're gonna meditate here. We have two more pieces. I'm gonna go to a final card in just a moment, so if there's a question that you have, think about that. First though, we're gonna do a meditation to help you clear your head. And I'm gonna remind you of what I just said. All you have to do today, we're gonna simplify it, is just close your eyes. I know a lot of you say, I can't see things. So we're going to work with just the body and just the sensations of that and feeling a sense of peace. So if you would, please close your eyes. And if you can lay down, great. If not, just lean back into your chair or listen to this at a time when you can lay down. I'd like you to focus on the energy of breathing. So just slow down your breathing. Take a nice deep inhale. As you breathe, it actually kind of sounds like the sea, right? Moving in and moving out. And just like the ocean tides, each breath can bring in energy. You don't have to see it or understand it. You can feel it in your body. You can feel better, just like that coworker when they took a deep sigh, they let out the stuff they didn't want. So as you inhale, I just want you to feel like you're recharging, which you are. And with each exhale, think of a person, think of a thought, think of something in your life that you're done with. And I'd like you to breathe it out. And keep processing that for a little bit. And then just letting each and every muscle in your body relax. Feel like you're melting with the floor, with the chair, that you get to a point where you don't even notice the sound of your breath, the sound of your thoughts. You're just there. And as you are present and in the energy of receiving, receive the healing from the sound bath, and then we'll take a look at whatever question you have for me. Slowly come back into your mind, into your body. And in this moment, know this: you are capable of handling any challenge, any opportunity that comes through. I'd like you to really pull all of your energy back into your body. Imagine that your solar plexus is ablaze with light and passion and power. And really breathe in, bringing your hands together. You can touch either your heart or your belly button if you'd like to, focusing on the understanding that you are powerful, you are important, and you are worthy of all opportunities and energy that comes your way. If you haven't already done so, please open your eyes, by the way, and welcome back. I'd like you to focus on your final question for today. And let's see what Spirit has to say. Okay, we got a lot of action this week, but all of the Swords cards came through in the reverse state. Page of Swords, don't be so hard on yourself. If there is criticism, stay constructive. Even as I'm speaking, my throat is like, wow. Some of you may need to work on finding your voice or really believing in yourself so that when you speak, there is a resonance with others. So elevate speech. Don't be hard on yourself. Don't worry so much about others because you can't make everybody happy. And there are some people that like to feed off of that and feed off the negativity or your reaction to their negativity. And finally, a Page of Swords is also saying, revise. You have not, it's good to revise. I saw that for some of you, you can cut out a good amount, at least a few paragraphs on that one page that I was looking at. So go through things and revise. Revise before sending. We don't want a crocodile moment to come through. And stay cool, calm, and collected, because as we look at the page in the upright position, he seems pretty cool, calm, and collected. He's taking his moment and he's deciding when and where to speak up. So I think if you do that and take action, because swords are action too. So just really think before engaging, and that is going to save you oodles of time. And that's today's reading. I hope you enjoyed it. It was very special. Never know what's going to come through on any particular reading. So thanks to all that showed up either live or on replay. I definitely felt your energy and I appreciate what you bring to the table as well, literally. Do me a favor, I saw some people in chat here talk about liking. If you're watching on a TV, I know it's not always easy to do that, but like later, come back and like the video, it helps. It really helps other people find it, and it lets me know that this is something that you like, and it's 100% free. If you're brand new, hit the subscribe button. I do a live every single Sunday. You'll get a notification. I do a daily card read, and then I also have monthly readings. All of the November ones are on the channel. I'm currently recording the December ones, and you can check out new ones every Monday, Thursday, and Friday, unless I otherwise note. Sometimes I have schedule changes, but usually I stick to that. I'd like to say thanks to everybody that has also, we'll talk about those that have given back, but if you want to join me on social media, it's my name, Nicholas Ashbaugh. You can see direct links on my website or here on the main channel page if you click about, or it'll say like 13 links, and you can see all the rest of the links there. Remember, I do not offer private readings. I don't use direct messages. So if somebody's trying to get something from you in a direct message, just block them. It's not me. Okay, now I just want to say thanks to everybody for showing up. Just showing up. That's what this is about. Show up, and the universe will kind of help hold you up and guide you to the next path of your journey. So if I could help in any way, my gratitude is just sort of, that you came today. So thank you. For those of you that want to go the extra mile and give back a little bit with super chats, super stickers, etc., I'm going to give a quick shout out to all of you as well. All right, to that end, I'm going to say thanks to everybody. Okay, so first things first, I'm going to begin with members. I saw we had a lot of gifted ones. I'll try to go back to the tab in just a moment and also call out those who have gifted it, but Dakota did it, and I will also see it on replay. So in case I miss someone, I just want to say thanks in advance. So to all the newest members, including those who are gifted new ones today, here you go. I just want to give you a shout out. So Rosalind, Elodie, Susie, Aaron, Cass, Ivan or Yvonne, Jason, Leslie, Lalitha, Patricia, Liza with a Z, Shelly, Kim, MC, Marianne, and T. Bruce. Thanks, guys. You guys really do make it possible for me to do extra videos and just to be able to do what I'm doing. So thanks to the members and to those that gave back. Let me also say thanks to those who gave super stickers, and then I'll try to thank the gifted memberships or those that have just had an anniversary. All right. Georgianne, Alexandra, Rosemary, Lucy, and Sathia, I think. Thank you so much. Beautiful names, too. I appreciate your generosity. And let me see how far I can see back here with the fan funding. Okay, so let's see here what we have. Okay, Rosalind, thank you for being a member for 3 months. I appreciate that. Thank you for gifting a membership as well. That's really kind of you. Janet, thanks for gifting 5 memberships. You rock. I appreciate that. Rosalind, thank you for gifting another membership. Thank you. Sophie, for 5. I appreciate that. And I think I got everybody. I hope I did. If not, like I said, I'll see it on the replay. And let me see if we just had a couple of new ones that I missed. All right. I think I got everything. That's it. Okay, folks. Thank you so much for being a part of today's live stream. As I said, Enzo, I saw that one. Thank you. And you're welcome as well. Again, I hope you enjoyed today's reading. I do a lot here on this channel. You can check out the daily reading for today, which I referenced on the Shorts tab. You can see all of these live streams on the Live tab, and you can see all the monthly ones on the Video tab. I also try to organize it on the main channel page. Thank you to my moderator, Dakota, for his assistance today. It lets me focus. I'll bring in Apollo here at the end since some of you asked, and then we'll wrap up for today. Hey, buddy. Apollo has a little bit of bedhead because he was he was sleeping, but that makes him fluffy and cute. All right, everybody, wishing you all the best. Have a great week ahead, and this will be available for you on replay immediately afterwards. Thanks again, and take care, guys. Bye-bye.